I hate talking about stuff like this because I'm pretty sure you guys know the cliche. Wasted talent is a terrible thing. I mean, you have all the talent to make it to this point, and then in a way, people can say that you're in the process of throwing it away. And if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, if you guys didn't hear, Jaden Ivey, who was a former fifth overall pick in the NBA draft, to the Detroit Pistons, after being traded to the Chicago Bulls, has been released as recently. And reasons of, I'll give you guys a general rundown. I'm not really going to get into the specifics of what he was talking about because, we don't, necessarily get into those things on the channel. But you guys, if you guys look up Jaden Ivey, I'm pretty sure you guys will easily find it. But I don't want to, offend anyone by bringing it up or talking about what he was talking about, directly. So I don't want to offend anyone. But a general conclusion of what he was talking about was some religious things. He was talking about some different things that he doesn't support. He was talking about how the Pistons aren't necessarily religious, I guess you would say. He was talking about a plethora of other things. And because of that, he was talking about how the Bulls are not, aren't, I guess you would say, religious, and the Pistons as well. And because of that, he got released. And it's a sad thing because he was averaging, 16 points per game as a rookie. And regardless of if his play or whatever has been up to par, the thing that hit me when I saw the article or when I heard what happened, anytime something like this, even takes place, I think about, and I don't know if you guys do this, but I do a lot. I think about all the other players that, because I'm pretty sure we've all have heard the cliche before. Whoever makes it to the league, there were some players somewhere that could compete with them or was somewhat better than them. We've heard that cliche. And I think about that a lot when I hear situations like this because I'm not saying those players would have made it to the league or would have been in his spot or position of being on the team or being drafted with the fifth overall pick or averaging the points or having I'm not saying that those players would have done those things, but I do think about a lot when I hear situations like this or I hear players, for, DV or anything like that or anything that, like this. I think about those players that necessarily didn't make it a lot. And not even from the aspect of, if they were there, it would have been different. No, it's not that. It's just a thing of, in some way, or at least I feel like they would be. This is just my thought process. In my opinion, I know, or at least I think, those players that did make it, even if they are, bitter or jealous or whatever that they did make it, in the back of their minds, I would have to think that they are wherever they are now. In the back of their minds thinking, don't mess this up. You made it. You played to the point where you needed to get to the highest level of where we were trying to get to. Don't mess it up. And for you to have situations like this where players do mess it up, it just always just makes me think about like all those players that are probably in the back of their mind thinking that like don't mess this up. Like you made it. I wish I would have made it, but you made it, so at least don't mess it up. And then this happens. Or from the aspect of things like this, you see documentaries all the time where people from the front office have, and this actually relates to this story because apparently, I don't know how true this is, but I read it in an article on, excuse me, on CBS Sports. Apparently, the Bulls told the media that he was to kind of expect a certain type of approach in press conferences and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing about that. And I'm not trying to say that nothing about that makes this okay, because nothing what went on with him is okay. But the fact that they went out of their way to warn them, and I don't know if this is a protocol for all of their players, but the fact that they went out to warn the media about this kind of naturally sets off an alarm in my head of did they kind of have, or did someone in the organization know, a coach, a trainer, a media guy, a PR person, did someone know, someone who's close with his agent maybe, did someone know that this was a potential risk? Because when I read that, that's the thought that really I started to think about in that case. Now, he only played 4 games with the Bulls. Excuse me. 4 games with the Bulls, averaged around 11.5 points, 4.8 rebounds in that stint. Only 4 games with the Bulls. Struggled with injuries, which is extremely unfortunate. But injuries you can bounce back from. A bad season you can bounce back from. You have probably, and I'm just speaking as if, which she probably won't, obviously, but if Ivy is somehow listening to this podcast and to this video, I would just offer the advice of this. Now, obviously, I haven't played in the NBA. I never played no sport professionally, obviously. But if Jaden Ivey is somehow listening to this, I would just offer this from an advice. Obviously, I'm in sports media. I'm right. I'm doing this right now. I've been blessed to be in sports media. Okay. I would just say this: a bad season you can come back from. An injury you can come back from. Things that are expected you can come back from. Even a somewhat bad reputation with the media you can come back from. But this is something that can, just from impulse or the fact that you felt like that you needed to do this, can ruin your career. And to be completely honest, it probably did. Because anytime something like this happens and you put it on social media and it's out there for everyone to see, any team that even thinks about bringing you in, they have to deal with this. They have to deal with this of the backlash. They have to deal with, oh, you signed a player that said this. You're playing the player who said this. You're starting the player who said this. No matter what, that is the reputation that will be around you, no matter where you go. Now, I'm not going to be oblivious and say that there's not a way he can repair this, because I'll be honest, there is. And the way to do that would be the natural way, I'm pretty sure you guys know, probably go overseas or go play in some, alternative league. Let this die down. Let, play in that league, improve his game, get healthy, play to the best of his ability. We know he has the talent, for sure. Play to the best of his ability. Obviously, let this die down for a while. And then I wouldn't be surprised if after that, if he takes those I guess you say if he takes those routes, I wouldn't be surprised if he's back in the league. But even then, you have a bad game, you have a bad shot, you have a bad turnover, you have a bad press conference, you have a bad moment in the media, you say something that the media doesn't approve. Anything like that can, right back to this moment, this has already ruined your reputation. I'm just keep it real on that. This ruined your reputation for the time being, has ruined your career, because you're not going to be playing for the rest of this season, at least in my opinion. And if you never play again, this was, the career ender for you, obviously. So I just think a lot of times, and obviously I'm from the outside looking in, but for a lot of times I think, like Shannon Sharp would always say, don't hit send. Just don't hit send. And I know this was a video, but don't hit send, don't record, whatever. Don't put it out there. You can have your views. You can, and I'm not approving of them, okay? Because, that's his views. His views are not those expressed on the Chill Report or Chill myself. That's a no-no. But you can have your personal views. You can feel a way about whatever. You can feel a way about whoever. But keep that to yourself. Keep whatever you have personal to yourself. And this is the oldest cliche in the book. If you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. It's just that. Don't say anything at all then. Keep that to yourself and your circle. And the point that the fact that he did put this out, again, if he is somehow watching this video, in my humble opinion, get some help. And I'm not saying that help is going to make it okay. And I'm not saying that if he gets counseling or whatever, then this situation goes away, because it doesn't. You have to live with this situation for the rest of your career and the rest of your life because you did this. But is there a deeper root? Is there a deeper source of him feeling this way? Is there a deeper meaning to him feeling this way? Where is he mentally? What is going on mentally? Obviously people have to know his family to know these things, but is he normal? Is he acting normal? Is this normal behavior from him? Goes back to the question. It goes back to the thing like I brought up earlier of them warning the media about his, personality. Has this been him all along? Is this new? Is this something that they didn't expect? Did they kind of expect it a little bit? Did they know it was a chance? So I just kind of want to know those things. I think either way, get help. Figure out why. The deeper root of it. Because for you can feel about anything you want to. You can feel about anything you want to. However you want to feel about it, you can feel about it however you want to. That's just what it is. But keep it to yourself. And I would encourage him to get help to figure out where this deeper source of hate is coming from. If it's just him, then it's just him. It is what it is. Is it good to have that hate? No, but I mean, if it's him, hey, then so be it. I mean, it is what it is. But if that's not him, then okay, figure out what it is that caused this hate, that caused this just, I guess you say, trigger of getting to the point where you had to put it out or make your feelings known to this effect. So if I would just encourage him to get help on that aspect. Now understand this, I'm never ever one to say, listen, I'm gonna say this right now. Chill, listen. Myself, Christian Chill Hill, myself, listen. CJ, I am never one to say I'm perfect. I will never say that because that's a lie. I'm not perfect. In multiple ways, I'm not perfect. A plethora of ways I'm not perfect. I'll say that right now. But I can admit that. And I'm aware of that. and God has helped me with that in life. But, and I'm pretty sure this is a cliche that we've all heard, but the first step is figuring out where you need to improve at. You know, acceptance, what it is. So, figure out where this is coming from. If it's you, it's you. If not, figure out where the deeper source of this is coming from. Like I said, I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. But we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But we all make mistakes and God forgives us for our mistakes. But not pushing God on anybody. I'm just saying God forgives us for our mistakes. We're all human. We all make mistakes. However, it doesn't make those mistakes right. So get help, because if this isn't you, then find a way to get back to who you really are, man. Because this was extremely disappointing.